Graham, huge commiserations. How do you even begin to process a match like that?
That's quite hard, really. I was gutted this morning. The way Stuart probably felt tonight, I felt the exact same way this morning. I just never really settled. And I think once he seen that I wasn't settled, he just kicked on and played quite well. 8-1s, I've had it the other way round. You're happy with 6-3, 7-2, you shouldn't lose, but 8-1's just, you beat, basically. You've got to win. The only chance that I had was if he still needs two. I had to win the first four. But the way that he won the fourth frame gave me a little bit of hope, because he did look as if he was starting to twitch a little bit. But 9-4 still huge, and the chances you win it from there's remote. So all I'm trying to do is just make him win it. I don't really know how to give up, so I'm just trying to make him win it and win every frame. He's beat me 10-5, or he's beat me 10-6, or he's beat me 10-7, and before you know it, you're in the decider. And it's just I'm gutted with the decider. I must have missed in the match maybe 5 blacks off the spot, the same way that I missed that one there. And I can't believe I couldn't convince myself to aim higher up, because every one I missed I overcut, and every one I missed I've not actually twitched it. I've aimed there.
Yeah.
And I'm playing in the last frame and I thought, don't overcut it, aim. And I still can't believe. It's obvious it must be something to do with the alignment and the way I'm lining it up, but I just can't believe I've overcut it without tweaking it, because normally you would expect to twitch, but I've actually hit it where I wanted to hit it and missed it.
Well, in terms of, you mentioned how gutted you were after this morning, what did you go away and say to yourself and just come out?
I never done anything, I've been honest. I lay in my bed and tried to sleep, which I never done, because I've got, that's another story, but I've got serious problems with my sleep. And it's ruining my career, if I'm being honest. It's getting to the stage I'm really struggling with it. So I try to sleep, never slept. But you don't really think you're going to win. But I never like the thing that people say well, you're not under any pressure and you can play well. That doesn't wash with me. Because if you're not under any pressure, you won't play well.
Yeah.
You need to be nervous and you need to have something to try to do. So I'm still proud that I came back. I mean, I've done practically everything you can do here, and that would have been biblical if I'd won that. But everybody feels unlucky when they lose. But I just think I've potted a great red, and if I don't land as close to the pink, I think I'm going to win. But I've landed that close, I can't get higher up. And even the red with the rest, all I can leave is the one I'm playing, and for the red to come all the way back up, normally it would wobble and stay down. For it to come back up and land there was cruel to lose that way.
But you mentioned your pride there. In terms of this fight back as well, what positivity can you use going forward with how you came back?
Well, I've played well. I played well in the qualifiers. I've played well since Cannock. I lost in Cannock. Was probably as low as I've ever been. I was disillusioned with everything, just didn't want to play. And I was supposed to go from Cannock to the shootout, and then India, and I know people say things like this all the time, but I was always playing in the world, but I was pulling out of the shootout in India. I just didn't want to play, and my wife made me go. But I just think sometimes, because I've been there myself before, I think sometimes you need to, when you get as low as you can possibly go, that's when you eventually start picking up, and I think that's what I've done.
And in terms of that, where you've been, and you mentioned that, does this, being back at the Crucible, involved in a match like that, does this bring a bit of reinvigoration?
It does. That's where we want to play. That's why I was gutted this morning, because you qualify and you want to finish the season regardless. You want to finish the season here. You don't want to finish at the qualifiers. And it's just when you get here, you want to try and enjoy it. And I lost last year to Ali Carter, and I just didn't enjoy it. I played rubbish the whole match. And I know I fudged about and I won 8 frames or whatever, but I was rubbish. And I just wanted to enjoy it. And I enjoyed it tonight because I started hitting the ball the way I was hitting it in the qualifiers, which is good. So I'm just glad I gave him a game. There's nothing worse than getting gubbed 10-1.
And you mentioned the sleep issues there.
Yeah.
Is it kind of, what stage is that at in terms of you going through the process of all the avenues you can explore?
I've been to a sleep hospital, and I'm waiting on data coming back from it to try and, but it's you genuinely couldn't put into words how hard and how bad it is. I think why my form can go but really well one day, really bad the next, is clearly obvious. I mean, I've never really said it to you guys. I've lost lots of matches that I know was to do with that, but I don't say it because I don't really see the point. But it's hard. It's to do with, it doesn't matter how much I sleep, I don't get any benefit of the sleep, so I'm continuously tired. But it's getting worse. It's getting worse now, the fact that I'm struggling to even nap. So I'm lucky if I get maybe 2 hours. And it's, I mean, you even try and do your job.
Yeah.
If you have a bad night, but I'm having bad night after night after night after night. I mean, it's like, I think the Russians done it, didn't they? The sleep deprivation, it's so hard to do. And the standard that we need to play at and concentrate on, it's hard. And it's doubly harder for me than it is any other player.